welcome to my cyberspace. In this video we will be talking about how to create a date filter in Power BI report builder. Now let's jump right into it. Now, so we know that previously we created a text filter, and we see that if we run this, we'll see it's a text, right? And how do I know it's a text? That when we came here, dataset property, he asks us for the data type. So we have text, we have date, time, boolean, integer. So this is a text already, but let's assume that, let me do select all, right? The person wants to be able to filter just to see, like, we have 2009, 2008, and they want to just select like a particular date range. How are they going to do that? So you might think, oh, okay, let us just like click the same thing we did, right? And let's try to do that. So the same thing we did was, remember that we have the date is start date, right? So we just come to SQL and try to write something like select distinct start date from this okay, so we do that, and I try to create the data set, add the data set. So the data, so remember to always name it well, because it's a parameter, para dates, right? So para date, so data source is Adventure Works 2012. I copy the query, then do the same thing, and next thing I want to do is create the parameter right here. This is the wrong way to do it, but let's just call this, I'll call this parameter underscore date, right? So just to select a date, and let's available values is get from a specified query. You say para date, this is a date field, this is this, and we select that. Remember, it's still not going to show us anything. Even though we select department, it's still not going to just show one department. So that's not what we want. It's still not showing just one department. So let's do that. So remember that, obviously, so para date is, I will do allow multiple selection. That's part of the whole process. Also, for my table, I need to come here and come to dataset property and click, and remember start date in, so what is my date parameter? So at parameter, remember to always put the right case, parameter underscore date. I don't know why I used underscore for this one, so it's okay. And what allows, so this should be good to go. We run it, we select the department, then it allows us to select like multiple dates and say this and this, say, right? This is not probably what you wanted. Like, this is not very user friendly. Imagine like your stakeholder have to select dates all the time of the year, and you're like, oh, how are we going to do this? So what do we need to do? So we need to, let me first of all delete this, because that's not what we want to do. So let me delete this one, delete the parameter. Oh, that's not what I wanted to delete. So yeah, parameter date, so that's what I want to delete para date, and I'm going to delete this. That's what I want. And remember, I also have to come here to my properties and take this away, so to be sure that everything is back to where we were, so I don't have my date parameter again. So what do I really need to do? So first few thing is that most of the time when you are selecting a date, you want to pick a range for date. So date is always like between two range, like maybe they want to pick, because they might not want to pick just an exact day, right? So there's that aspect that you want to think about. So because they want to pick two date range, so we want to have like the beginning date and the ending date. So normally you can use the word start date and end date, but because our table already has a name called start date. I'm not going to use the word start date, so I'm just going to use begin date and end date. All right, so let's come here. So we'll create we'll create a parameter called begin date and another parameter called end date, and this is what is going to be. So let's try to do that. So create a parameter called begin date and end date. So you see right now I'm not even creating like the data source, right? I'm not even putting it. So create parameter begin. So I'll call this begin date, and I'll say select a begin date. This doesn't make sense intuitively, and the data type is date, time, and all of that. So the available values don't need to do default. Now remember that the other one will select the available values from a parameter. This one will stay as none, so you're just going to leave it as that. So it's seen as a date, begin date. Then I'm going to create another one called end date. So end dates. So select end dates, right? The data source is going to be date, time, available value is also none. Leave everything the same. The difference between this and the other, when it comes to text, that you have to select like where the data is coming from. So that's that about that. Now what I need to do is I need to come to my table and say something like, and start dates between, right? So what was my begin? So the parameter I created was at begin date. Remember, the case sensitive, and at end date. So right, so let's have this and let's see if this would work. So select the parent and let's say start date, select the begin date. Let me try to go back. We could have this default, right? Let me just do 20 because we have our data, say 2008 January, and so you can have a default date for this, so it's more intuitive to because we have our data up until just do 2008 to 2009. Just choose these. Just wanted to make this 2010. So let's see, let us do hypothetically, right? So we see we only have data in 28 and 29, right? So normally we have more, but it shows that what we have. So let me just pick 2009, so you can be sure that we are not picking anything in it. So right now it's showing 2008, right? So let's be sure this filter is working properly well. So right now we don't have anything next to 2008. So that's how to do that. So you could come here to the default value. So set what the default value would be for the begin date and the end date. But that's how it's the best way to use date when it comes to like Power BI paginated reports. Now in the next video I'm going to be talking about like how to make counts in case you want to count something or you want to add a link to your report for it to go external to something else. Yeah, stay tuned.